I'm Sergeant Bobcat, and you're listening to Delta Halo. Welcome. This is episode 9 of Delta Halo, the podcast for all things Halo 5. I'm Sergeant, and with me today is Cat. What's up, Cat?
How's it going, guys?
MattyIce is out today. He's I don't really know what's going on with him. I think he's got some sand this week.
Some sand?
Yeah, you know, a little bit of sand in the
Yeah, sandy.
So MattyIce sorely missed this week. It'll just be the two of us going down here. So what have you been playing this week?
I've been playing, I've gotten actually quite a bit of Halo in, but I've been playing Ark. I don't know if you guys have got the chance to play that game yet. It's basically Naked and Afraid, if you've ever seen that show on TV. Or it's just Minecraft for adults. You just go around chopping wood and collecting berries and stuff. But man, I'm so addicted to it. I've already sunk probably 12, 15 hours into it. Just building a stupid castle. We got a generator the other day.
I feel like you've played for longer than that.
Yeah, probably. It's probably like 14 hours in 2 days. But
yeah.
We're not playing the actual servers and stuff like that because they have these servers you can join which actually get full pretty fast. But man, if we're playing the normal game, that stuff would take so long. I mean, to train most of the dinosaurs, it's hours. And then if you're in the bigger dinosaurs and you don't use the right food, it can take up to 26 hours. I don't have that kind of time. So we just made a custom game and we've been just rolling around. We kind of upped the leveling and then the amount of resources that you get so we can just build stuff. But it's still taking so much time to build things. And I don't know, I'm just so addicted right now.
It's a super addicting game. I was playing my own server a little bit. I really jacked up all the experience and everything just because I wanted to start building a ton of stuff because it's so much fun once you get into it. The one night you and I played with MattyIce and Kowski, we built so much stuff in such a short time, and then we went up and sailed up north and attacked woolly mammoths. I mean, it's this crazy teamwork aspect to that game and being able to just farm resources and build stuff. It's so much fun.
Yeah, man, we took like an hour getting ready for this massive adventure to the north to get up there and build some fur coats and stuff so we can stay warm. It was just really epic.
It is. It's so epic. And then the other night we played, we were doing another server. I mean, it's weird the way they have these set up that you can just everyone can start their own custom server and have their own settings. But we were playing another night, and this has to be one of my most memorable gaming moments ever. When we were out night hunting with torches, we had a hunting party. I think we killed some little compies, and MattyIce was like swiping his sword around. You got in the way. He killed you, and started like hacking away at the body to get meat and like hide and stuff. And all of a sudden, I turned around and I saw a dinosaur come through the rocks. And then he backed away. I kind of like let out the call. There's like something stalking us right now. Then all of a sudden it busted through these rocks again. Started attacking MattyIce. He starts hacking his sword around. I'm swinging the torch because I think I can try and take him down with that. I realize that's not a good idea. I put the torch away. Everything goes dark. And MattyIce gets him with the kill shot in the complete pitch black. It was the most crazy moment I've ever had. It was hilarious. I was crying. I was laughing so hard. I wish someone had been recording that because that was so epic.
Yeah, that was nuts. When we were all fighting, one person would have to hold the torch so the other two could fight. Yeah, if somebody takes that torch out, it's just mayhem.
Yeah, you need somebody is designated torch guy. You're just lighting up the area. Everyone else has to be on their game hunting down, but oh my god. That was so awesome.
Yeah, what's cool is that you can have that kind of experience 5 minutes into the game. That's what's cool about it.
That's true. That's true.
It only gets crazier after that. You start going into caves. Man, I could talk hours about this game probably.
Oh yeah, totally. I've found a few people. I've been watching streams and stuff, and it's just nuts. Like the economies that people build, like bartering and trading stuff. It's insane. And I mean, there's definitely a lot of issues with people just laying down thatch foundations and things like that, trying to just be land grabby. And I think that's definitely something they need to work on. But I mean, my God, they put together an amazing sandbox for us to play in. The big piece of news that just came out last night for HCS is the North America qualifier number 4 went down to the wire with Team Allegiance and Evil Geniuses. Team Allegiance came out on top 50-49 in Game 5 to take the qualifier. These teams are loaded.
Yeah, Team Allegiance, good job. Shout out to L-Town, Goofy, Nated, Straight Sick. Good job, guys. Pretty awesome game. Evil Geniuses, sorry. Lunchbox, Lethal, Roy, Snipe Down. You're out.
But you know that team is going to come back big. I mean, they're loaded. Like, literally, those guys are some of, if not the top Halo players out there right now. It's pretty awesome to see the level of competition that's going on right now, and really good to see this just continual momentum that HCS is building through these qualifiers in North America and over in Europe. Just really excited to follow this along and keep going with it because they announced it a while back, and it's just really starting to come together. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
January's DLC was announced, I think, a week or so ago, and they finally started to give us a little bit of detail about what that includes. At the top, you got 3 armor sets, at least the big ones, Atlas, Achilles, and Mark V Alpha. There's going to be additional armors, emblems, weapon skins, the same stuff that they always put out with these DLCs. Some of them are going to look awesome, some of them aren't, and they'll be very forgettable. But the ones that are, kind of the headlines are definitely very, very cool. Achilles has a really neat, unique twist to it. There are kind of Spartan company commendations that are tied to this armor, which is something they've never done before. They're really starting to make Spartan companies matter and make you have to actually be active within one in order to unlock something, which is great because up until now the companies have really meant nothing. So in order to get the Achilles armor, your company needs to get to level 3 in all of the kill commendations, and in order to get the helmet, those kill combinations need to beat a level 5. Something important to note for everyone out there, though, you have to be a member of the company at the moment when the award is given in order to earn the goodies. So if you want it, join a company now that doesn't have the armor or helmet. Ours is a great example. Definitely make sure you join up to Espawn Gaming, and we'll definitely get these armors. We play enough that we'll hopefully unlock them. We haven't really been active enough to do anything, but this gives us a reason. What about the maps? What's going on with those for this DLC?
We're going to have 2 new map variants. Urban, which is a variant of the Battle of Noctis for Warzone Assault, and Riptide, which is a Fathom variant for Arena. And, I mean, come on, guys. Why are we doing variants for maps? I mean, I feel like you guys should just create these maps and just call them new maps. So I'm not feeling like you're just remaking older maps. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, totally. I think that's got to be the route they take. I mean, the maps are probably going to turn out great, and they'll be fun to play. It's a little frustrating that Urban is only going to be a Warzone Assault map. But aside from that, I mean, just tell us they're new maps, and we'll be happy. Maybe someone will pick up and say, oh, this looks a lot like Fathom in such and such an aspect, but just tell us it's new, and we'll be happy.
Yeah, I agree. Just tell us it's new.
The fact that it's going to be a variant makes us feel like you're just running out of ideas, or you're trying to take the easy way out. What's the path of least resistance? Oh, let's just use the same map and move stuff around and add a few things here or there, change a new pathway. I mean, the last time we saw this happen, Overgrowth came out of it, and that's got to be one of the worst maps in all of Halo.
But, honestly, you're probably spending a lot of time making these maps. It's probably not just moving a building, moving a rock. But the way that you're making it sound that's exactly what we're all picturing. We're picturing just you messing with an old map. I just don't like the marketing behind it.
No, that's true. The communication's been, iffy at best. I totally agree. None of us are developers. We have no idea what goes into creating these maps. So when you come out and tell us that it's a remix of a map, all we think is, okay, you're remixing it, moving things around, when I'm sure there's a ton of work that goes into it. I mean, Overgrowth, there's so much art that had to go into that, changing it from this modern UNSC style cityscape to this overgrown, old, decrepit, landscape. But we don't know that. You need to either communicate it differently or just do something different altogether. But I'm sure these maps are gonna be fun. I mean, let's just kind of leave Overgrowth in the rear view because I don't know what they're thinking there.
Yeah, and I mean the way that they did Overgrowth, making a variant of Plaza, you could just have Overgrowth and tie it into Plaza like with the story of why it became that to this. And I still think that would make a better picture of a new map rather than just being like, oh, a variant of this map.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what would even be cool is to leave the layout the same. I mean, because Overgrowth, they changed hallways like crazy. They left some areas the same, but leave it the same layout, but change so much of it stylistically in a way that makes it seem new. So you have Plaza be the same exact layout, but make it look like a pelican or something came crashing through the roof, and that changed up the map so that there's a story to it.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You saying that pelican through the roof reminds me of Turf back in Halo 2.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the last DLC, or maybe it was the first DLC for Halo. I don't remember, but that map was awesome.
Yeah, that is a good map.
Jump off that barracks all day.
Yeah.
A swinging garage door.
Yeah, they...
Nostalgia.
Bungie, they figured it out. I'd like to see some more of that from 343 for sure. One last really cool point. It's kind of minor, but in the grand scheme of things, but really it's a pretty cool thing that they're adding. So they're upping the weapon despawn from 5 seconds to 20 seconds in Warzone. So that weapon that you spawned, that you brought in with your rec card, something that you've worked so hard to, buying all these gold packs, isn't going to disappear right away if you can get back to your body. It's going to stick around for 20 seconds. Thank God, all those top legendaries or ultra rares that you pull out and lose right away from some freak accident. I was actually watching a video today, actually, and this guy just pulled out Nornfang, legendary sniper, goes running down on the escape from ARC. And he's jumping on one of the vehicles in the map, and all of a sudden the game just decides to kill him. It looked like he got sniped, but going back in theater, he recorded it, and he just, the map just glitched and killed him. He had this legendary weapon and lost it immediately. He didn't even have the chance to go back and get it, so hopefully this will help solve that problem.
Oh, I would be so mad for that guy.
I
if I was
know.
that guy.
That's got to be so frustrating. I can't even imagine dealing with that because I haven't even gotten anything that great, but there's times where I have an ultra rare and I'm nervous to pull it out just because I don't want to lose it.
Yeah, I've done the same thing. All right, so that's pretty much what we have for all the news for Halo. Same old from week to week. Hopefully they pick it up more in the future. That's what we're looking for. But this week's weekly intel, we're going to do a favorite map breakdown. We're going to use Plaza since we were talking about it so much earlier.
We love that map, so get ready. The weekly intel's coming right at you. Weekly intel.
Speaking of this map, do you have a jump video of this map online?
Yeah, definitely. So make sure you go to Espawn Gaming on YouTube. Check out our jump video. The link will be in the show notes so that you can get to it pretty quick. But this will definitely give you some ideas to get out of tough areas, different areas around the map, and just a few tips and tricks if you're in a tight spot. If you can't get out of the area, you want to sit tight and wait for some teammates to come to your rescue or just give you a little bit of backup. That video will help you out, so make sure to check out that link in the description of the podcast.
All right, so we're going to start off with starting strategies. You're going to notice that there are 2 power weapons in the game. You're going to have the overshield, and you're going to have the sniper. Now, There's two spawn spots that you're going to spawn in. You're going to spawn around tram, and you're going to spawn around the cafe and the tree area. Now, the people that are by the tram, you're going to be the closest to the overshield most of the time, unless blue takes a route that I'm going to explain after this. Now, two people, you're going to go to the overshield as fast as you can. One's going to be the designated guy to get it, and then there's going to be a backup guy, because that first guy's going to soak up most of the bullets. The backup guy is supposed to get it. Hopefully the first guy gets it, and then you guys are in great positioning because they're all shooting the overshield guy. That guy's going to be able to do a large amount of damage to the team. And now the other guy, it's going to be smart for you to go, at least one of you, you want to go to the right, up to the trees, grab your battle rifle, and hit the back of them, because a lot of them are going to be focused on the overshield, and the other two on blue are going to be heading towards sniper, because they're going to split that up as well. So when you're on tram, on the other side over there, you're going to jump up on the first platform and just jump straight across. Literally, you're going to get to the highest point as fast as you can. And once you're sprinting up there, that's going to be your fastest route to the overshield. It's going to be your only chance to get it. So obviously, on this side, it's a race to the overshield. And the other two guys, two or one guy, depending on how you want to set up your team. If you're pretty solid, and your two people that are going to get the overshield can handle themselves. Because pretty much one of them guys going to the overshield is going to be a suicide mission. If they don't get it, that guy's probably going to die. So the second guy should you're protecting him, but you're also staying back and trying to not die. Or getting the overshield if he gets close and dies before the overshield. And then the other guy is going to go towards the portal or towards the boost up, and you're going to go and try to get the sniper rifle. Those are going to be your starting strategies. And for kind of new players, mainly the overshield. Focus on the overshield. That's your goal. If you can't, for some reason, get the sniper rifle and the overshield, just go for the overshield.
The overshield is definitely huge. We've found that if we can get that early, or even if you don't get it, if you get there, pick it up and die, if you can burn the overshield and not let the other team get it, whatever you do, just prevent the other team from having the overshield, you'll be much better off at the beginning of the game, because if the other team does get it, like you said, they will have a pretty big advantage to do a lot of damage, get 4 or 5 kill lead right off the bat. It's definitely a disadvantage to lose out on that. So try and find the quickest routes. Like we said and mentioned earlier, the jump video will help you out a little bit to get to those quick routes, but just it's an all-out dash. Get the overshield. If you can't get to it, burn it if you can, and then depending on your spawn, focusing on sniper next will really help you to be able to control a strong part of the map, which is over by the sniper spawn. I think it's more of like a green side of the map. The tree area is more orange. You really don't want to be fighting out of that side. You just really don't have a lot of vision. You don't have very many sight lines. It's definitely a little bit of a disadvantage to be coming out of that side. So definitely controlling from the sniper side of the map is huge. So we've mentioned a lot of areas so far just by our own callouts, which our team kind of calls them. MattyIce, Cat, myself. We kind of have our own callouts, and as we mentioned last week, it doesn't necessarily matter what 343 labels each area, as long as you guys are all on the same page and able to talk about each area in the same exact way. So I'll let Cat kind of go through his callouts and what he kind of sees the main areas of the map as, and that'll really be how we see them. And you can use whatever you think makes sense. Ours tend to have a lot to do with what the area looks like. It just makes more sense that way rather than trying to think of what it's been labeled.
Yeah, so some of the callouts that I have for the map are cafe, which I think everybody uses that. Cafe, and then moves into the trees, which is going to be where all the trees are, and you can see there's a couple of them. It looks like they're inside and everything.
You also have a Hydra over there, so that's definitely a key area to work from.
That's
if
a
you're
huge
down.
key area. You have the Hydra, you have the battle rifle spawn right there on the edge, and you also have the SMG spawn, which is very undervalued. That SMG, I'm telling you, you start using that in the game more often, you're going to see your kills skyrocket. It's a power weapon that people don't even realize it. Some people do, but really it's just underappreciated. And then from there, I don't really have a call out down below between sniper and the trees, which is not good.
It's it's kind of like down in the streets. I think we tend to call that area a lot of the time just, down street, either down mid or over by the garbage truck side. Yeah, I mean, we really do call out areas a little bit random, but we all tend to be on the same page. So, down mid, you got down in the streets, garbage truck side. Um,
Down or ground cafes good, ground tram's good, and just tram, and then sniper is a good one to call. I mean, there's a spawn. Overshield's going to be the catwalk because you know where overshield is, super easy, and then sniper boost when they're coming up that boost because you can usually catch them when they're running in and then wait for them to come up and call them out before they get up there.
and there's a few walkways, a little higher walkways that you need to be aware of. So above sniper spawn, you have the kind of little bird's nest. It's kind of like the sniper nest. It's we tend to call it top sniper, or the nest over sniper. So you have that area, and then you have a little bit of walkway over to the trees, which you can get to from overshield top mid, or you can get there from a little bit of a skill jump from inside the tree area, which you'll find in our YouTube video. It kind of details how you can jump off the planters and use the hover or the steady by looking through down scope when you're jumped to clamber up there. That's definitely a really strong area because you can control trees as well as middle, and as long as your team is holding sniper, it's strong.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you brought up the top points, the higher points. You never want to forget about them. The stronger team that's going to catch you off guard is the one that's using them to their advantage. You always check up there when you're running by. If there's some guy up there, he's going to be they're basically birds on wires up there. They're going to be an easy kill, or you're going to mess them up and let somebody else finish them off after they jump down. But use them to your advantage. Don't forget about them. Every time you start feeling like you're in the same flow, just hop up one of those and try cutting the corners off like that. You'll see it's a big deal, especially if you're going to start pairing that stuff up with a SMG and stuff. Yeah, I mean, use it to your advantage.
And one final area I realized we didn't really talk about is light rifle spawn. So that's coming out of the trees, out towards mid, where you can definitely get a good angle at sniper spawn. We've had many times where someone comes out of there with light rifle or Hydra, and you can catch the other team off guard if they don't have that area on lock. So use that one to your advantage. It's a good transition area and can help you start to take over the sniper spawn side of the map.
Yeah, and just think, if you're out there on light rifle trying to take out sniper, and you have one of your teammates that have jumped up on one of the bird's nest on the side there, you pretty much got them. They're going to be running around all frantic.
So speaking of kind of controlling these different areas, what are your top areas? What do you look for on this map when you're kind of flowing around? Where are areas that you tend to gravitate towards that you feel are pretty strong for holding down?
I tend to gravitate towards the trees. You got the battle rifle spawn, you got the Hydra spawn, you got an SMG spawn. You got to kind of keep a lookout on the bird's nest that's above that area. But you can, I mean, it's easy to see on the radar when someone's underneath you running up the road or coming from behind you because you just throw a grenade over by battle rifle, easy. The other way that people like to come through is the light rifle. But when that's clear, it's nice. You can stick your head out there and get a good look at sniper. If they're not coming from sniper, most likely they're going to be coming from cafe. And you got that whole line of sight down there. Basically, it's just going to be a nade battle. Easily, creates an easy area to be flanked for the other team.
That's definitely a strong area when you're in transition. If you don't have the sniper spawn held down, I like to hold down the overshield bridge or down the stairs into tram if we have sniper up there, kind of taking the longer sight lines. I kind of like to give a little bit of help up there. I'll definitely go over to tree area and pick up the Hydra if we need to. But that doesn't tend to be my stronger part of the map. I really dislike going back into cafe. It becomes pretty hard to control once you're back in there, and I just, I don't really excel over there. So that's why we're on a good team together.
Yeah. And So sometimes when you're holding down your areas, you're gonna get pressed, and you're gonna get into some tough spots, and you're gonna need some ways out. Now, you got the sniper area. A good way out is taking the lift area down. I mean, for a fast escape, they're gonna be waiting for you on the other side coming out if they're not being held back at all. But at least you'll have a chance. Or, I mean, you can even just run straight down and just get into the ground area and get around those trucks. The trucks are really good cover, so that's a good way to get out. Because most of the time, I feel like they're coming from the trees and light rifle spawn and down there in the streets in that area.
I've definitely had a few times where I'm chasing somebody out of sniper and they go down into the street and run around those trucks and I can't catch them. I end up chasing them, and you never chase in Halo, and I die. So definitely use those to your advantage. And definitely a quick tip, if you're running down the little ramp there on sniper towards garbage truck, before you jump off into the street or on top of the truck, look to your right. There's a neon sign right there. If you can make it around that turn real quick onto the neon sign and up to the overshield top mid bridge there, you can definitely counter or get away pretty quickly. I don't think many people really take advantage of that sign in that route. So next time you're running around the map, take a second, look to your right, and utilize that neon sign.
Yeah, that's a really good strategy. The other place we were talking about were trees. You got the hover jump. From what you can see on our YouTube video, check it out on YouTube. Definitely be sure to watch that after this. You'll have some good ideas of what we're talking about and some how-tos and stuff on there. And so that's a good way to get out from there. The other good way is usually when they're pressing from one side on that map, you have a pretty good area. You can go light rifle if they're coming from cafe. If light rifle is too scary, I mean, you could just jump down in the streets and you have another two ways to go. You can go left towards sniper, right towards the ground middle. So that's another reason why I do really like the trees, because there's a lot of outs right there, easily escapable. Now, if you're held down in cafe, it's a little tighter, but there are a lot of things that you can do. Usually, good idea is to get up. Like if you're in the middle, if you're in the middle by the trees, the room right off the trees going towards cafe, there's a little awning right there. You can jump up because people are going to nade the shit out of you in there. So you really want to get a higher area so they're not hitting you with the grenade. So stay up there, and you can usually ambush them from the top or something if they come in. That's a good shot of there if you have gotten out of the door by then.
Yeah, that's a good point. Once you're up on that awning, you can crouch, and they won't obviously know where you went. So crouch down up there, wait for them to walk through. You can either come by, assassinate them, or chuck grenades yourself from there, but that awning is definitely key. I've used that a few times, and it's come in handy more than I can really say.
And then if you move into the cafe area, I mean, you can ring around the rosy with that little cylinder in there, the computer area. Or my goal would be to just jump up, get up as high as you can and get to one of those windows, or just jump out the window. That's going to be your exits for sure. That gets tight in there really fast. If you don't get out of there, they're most likely going to get you. And once you get out that window, just get around stuff, make some tight turns around areas so they can't shoot you, and just stay out of their sight.
Yeah, again, you're going to be right down in street, so I mean, that would be a big thing that I would say to remember. I mean, I don't use it enough myself, but the street, while it's not the best zone to be attacking from, it's a good area to be kind of escaping in, because you have a lot of things to really get in between line of sight of your enemy, and you can most of the time get to wherever your teammates are for some help, and just give a call out for down in street or whichever side you're on, and you can get a little bit of backup and catch somebody chasing. So that's definitely my biggest point. What's your one big takeaway out of this map?
My big takeaway is use the underappreciated SMG and keep your bird's nest clear.
That's two, but we'll take them.
Yeah, you get two. Mainly the SMG.
All right, that's been Plaza. We will be right back. Do not go away. We'll be back in 30 seconds. episode 9. Quick one in the books. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And hopefully you can take a few tips away from our map breakdown to take back into your own game. Hopefully help out your team. Practice some callouts on Plaza. And we'll definitely cover another map next week or in the coming weeks so that you can start to get your skills up on various maps other than that. Closing out of this, I would pretty much just like to say that we have tons of great videos that are continually going up onto our YouTube channel at Espawn Gaming. I myself just put together a little bit of a new one. It's called Halo Primetime. It's a spin-off of the NFL Primetime highlight reels from back in the day. If you watched Monday morning ESPN Sports Center at all, you'll recognize what I'm talking about. But I would love for you guys to check it out. Leave a comment. Leave a like, subscribe to our channel, whatever you can do. I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, go check it out. I just watched it. It's really good. We're gonna definitely have some more spin-offs of this and get a little crazy with it. More stuff to come for sure.
More to come. The Forge green screen is opening doors, and we'll see what we can throw together. I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I was always a big fan of red versus blue. Some of that I never knew we could make stuff like that, so it's gonna be really fun.
Good stuff to come, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. This has been episode 9. We will catch you next week.
See you guys.
And then once you're up here, you have a really good view of the map. You can definitely take control of Overshield. You can